All right, today we're diving into an absolutely fantastic story. It's about how a group of, get this, junior high school students used coffee grounds and cow manure to solve a major farming problem. Seriously, it's a tale of curiosity, good old-fashioned science, and some very, very surprising ingredients.
So let me ask you this. Can the coffee you brewed this morning actually help grow the rice you eat for dinner? It sounds a little out there, right? But that's the exact question at the heart of our story. Could something we literally throw away every single day be the key to a better harvest? Well, a team of young scientists decided they were going to find out.
So our story kicks off at the Somdet Patiakom School in Kolasan Province, Thailand. Now, this is a place where hands-on learning isn't just a nice idea, it's how they do things.
Back in 2021, they set up what was basically a living classroom, a demonstration rice field so students could learn about farming firsthand. But this classroom was about to throw them a very real-world curveball.
The goal they were shooting for was 250 kilograms of rice.
Right, based on the size of their field, that was the target. A totally reasonable expectation for what the land should have produced.
But what they actually got was just 144 kilograms.
Yeah, so when the 2022 harvest rolled in, the reality was a huge shortfall. The soil they were using, which was dredged up from a local reservoir, it just wasn't productive enough. And that failure, well, that became the big challenge they needed a solution.
And this is where our heroes, the students, step into the picture. They looked at this problem and didn't see a failure. Nope, they saw a scientific challenge. And they decided to tackle it with a pretty brilliant idea.
Their idea was to create something they called a biofertilizer, and the ingredients couldn't be simpler. Used coffee grounds, which are packed with potassium, and cow manure, a classic source of nitrogen. The theory was, hey, what if we combine these two? Maybe they could create a super powerful, nutrient-rich boost for the soil.
And this became their official research question. It's just a beautifully simple and clear way to frame it. See, they weren't just guessing here. They were setting up a real, formal experiment to find an evidence-based answer.
Okay, so with their question locked in, it was time for the experiment, which I'm calling the Great Soil Showdown. They set up their test in a really clever and methodical way.
They split the field into 4 plots. The first one was the control group, just the original soil, nothing added. The second plot got soil mixed with just coffee grounds. The third got soil with just cow manure. And then, the fourth plot, the crucial one, got their special biofertilizer, the mix of both. I mean, what a perfect setup for a scientific showdown.
And listen, this was not a quick weekend project. For 6 whole months, from planting all the way to harvest, these students were out there every 15 days, meticulously measuring and recording data. We're talking everything from soil pH to how tall the plants were getting. This was serious, dedicated science.
So, after all that hard work, what did they find? Which plot came out on top? Well, the results were, wow, they were incredibly clear.
The very first clue was just looking at how tall the plants grew. Sure, the coffee and the manure alone each gave the plants a little boost compared to the control soil. But the combination? Oh, it was the undisputed champion. The plants in that biofertilizer mix were literally towering over the rest, a crystal clear sign of healthier, stronger growth.
And you know what taller plants mean? More rice. The winning mix averaged 33 seeds per stalk. That's almost a 50% increase over the control group. That is a massive, massive jump in potential yield, way beyond what either ingredient could do on its own.
But look, quantity is only half the story in farming, right? The students knew they also had to measure the quality of the rice. And what they found next was, honestly, maybe the most important result of the whole experiment.
So they measured quality by asking, how many seeds does it take to weigh 1 gram? For the control group, it took 35 seeds. They were smaller, lighter. But for the rice from their biofertilizer plot, it only took 30 seeds to make that same gram. That means each individual grain was heavier, denser, and just much, much higher quality.
The evidence was just undeniable. The students' simple biofertilizer didn't just work, it crushed it. It produced taller plants with more seeds, and those seeds were of a significantly higher quality. It was a total victory.
So what's the big picture here? What can we all take away from this? Because this project, from just one school in Thailand, holds some really powerful lessons for all of us.
The takeaways are pretty straightforward. This whole thing proved that simple, local waste can become an incredibly valuable resource. It showed that elegant, low-tech solutions can be super powerful. But I think most importantly, it's a fantastic reminder that great ideas and real scientific discovery, well, they have no age limit.
And that leaves us with one final thought. The students at Sumdet Ptiakom School saw potential in coffee grounds and cow manure. It really makes you wonder, doesn't it? What overlooked resources or simple solutions are hiding in plain sight all around us, just waiting for a curious mind to put them to work?